Hi everyone. In this video, I want to talk to you about a book called Exactly What to Say: The Magic Words for Influence and Impact. Now, by far one of my favorite books that I have read and implemented in the past 7 years or so. And I'm going to break down why I think this book is so great and why you should strongly consider getting this book. And even if you're an accounting professional, the accountant's edition of this book, which I'll talk about briefly. Now, quick background. My name is Hector Garcia. I'm a CPA, I'm a business advisor, and through YouTube, by default, I'm also an educator to small business owners and accounting professionals like myself. I absolutely love what I do. I love my profession, and I think that our profession needs help. Last year, my brother and I started an education company called Reframe. And the purpose of Reframe, the mission of Reframe, is to help rebrand the accounting profession to be sought after as the most creative, innovative, and forward-looking of all professions. Now, I know that's a tall order because essentially that's sort of the opposite of how accountants are seen, how the accounting profession is seen. So I know we have a big task ahead of us, and maybe, possibly, it can never be achieved, but I think it is worth pursuing. I love what we do. I love what accounting professionals do for small businesses. I love the work that we give, the meaning that we give to numbers and finances and profits, so small business owners can concentrate on changing the world, doing what they're best at, while delegating what we're best at, the numbers, the bookkeeping, the accounting, the taxes, to us. But I feel there might be a threat with artificial intelligence and big software companies encroaching in our territory, and companies from overseas offering services, outsource services at a very, very low price. The accounting profession having a huge talent crisis. Many of potential young accountants are moving to tech or programming or AI and that sort of thing. So we need help. Now, Reframe is going to work as hard as possible through monthly masterminds, through educational products such as the accountant's edition of Exactly What to Say, through annual events like the Reframe accounting events. We're going to do mini tours. We're going to go all around the country and do 1-day and 2-day seminars to help smaller group of accounting professionals sort of move forward, become more creative, innovative, and forward-looking. But let's go back to Exactly What to Say. So the reason why I love this book, number one, is because it's really, really short. I think I read it in about 2 hours. And I go back and reread these at least once a year to sort of remind me of the magic words that are used in this book. Now, the book calls it magic words because there are certain sequence of words that we can use when we communicate that can unlock a different perspective or a different point of view from the person that we're talking to. Now, going back to the mission to rebrand the profession to be sought after as the most creative, innovative, and forward-looking, I do believe that accountants have the potential to be very creative, have the potential to be innovative, and many of us are very much innovative and forward-looking to not just look at the history, but project the future, help small businesses think about the future. The challenge that we have is while we're brilliant, most accounting professionals are great and brilliant with numbers and numerical math, we're not so good with words or word math. So the challenge that we have many times is we cannot communicate our value. We cannot communicate the potential that we can do together, right? Accountant and small business owners side by side. And we get stuck just doing the bookkeeping, just doing the tax returns, just doing the bare minimum for the person or the small business owner to be compliant. And then our customers don't see us as their partners in growth. They only see us as a cost of doing business. So because this one book, Exactly What to Say, was so impactful, and by the way, you can pick up the original version of this book by Phil Jones in Amazon for like 10 or 15 bucks, audiobook, Kindle version, all that stuff. So at the very least, you should at least interact or work with the original version of the work. And the reason why it was so impactful is because slowly I was able to change the way I communicated with my customers. And I was able to, number one, present my value in a different light, understand our client's circumstances or point of view, And when we had conflicting situations where conflicting points of view or conflicting opinions, we were able to resolve things a little bit quicker. Now, the way I learned exactly what to say was originally I bought the book back in like 2017 and I used it and I practiced it sort of on my own. But then my brother actually went deep into this work, became a certified guide. So he actually teaches this work for a living. And he actually convinced me to get certified in this work. So I got a certificate. I literally went to New York City where the author Phil Jones does a 2-day program. And I made friends with, I met the author, made friends with the author. And then we actually proposed to him for him to come down to our conference down in Hollywood, Florida, back in October of 2024, and present the work and also help us write a accountant's edition for the book. Me using all the examples from my own practice, from my day-to-day work, and we did it. We actually released the accountant's edition of the book at the conference. It was a complete success. 150 people walk out of the conference with this book, super excited. We've sold over 100 copies already. And I know that's not a big number, but this is a very niche product. It's special for accounting professionals. Now, we're releasing this book as a program. The program is essentially a kit. It is the accountant's edition of the book, and just give you an idea. So we have the orange and black edition. That's the original book from the author. You can buy this in Amazon. And then you can buy the accountant's edition from our website only, from the Reframe website only. We'll put that in the description below. And essentially, same thickness. It's the same book, but every example here is accounting, bookkeeping, audit, tax preparation. That way, accounting professionals can connect with this a lot quicker than they could with the original edition. The original edition is absolutely great, but if you want to basically go really, really quick and fast into this work for your business, you're going to want to get the accountant's edition of the book. Now, the other thing that comes with the kit is what we're calling the implementation guide. So during the process of us rewriting all the examples for accounting, my brother and I sat down and wrote down for every single magic word examples and methodology to use as we were teaching this type of work to other accounting professionals. We were keeping a log of all of our thoughts and processes for every single one of these magic words that we're sort of translating for the accounting world. So what we did essentially was now create an implementations guide, which we're jokingly calling a manual to the book. So you have the book, then you have the manual to the book. This is something that my brother Carlos and I wrote, thinking about people that were getting this book and how to connect the accounting examples to the original work from Phil Jones for exactly what to say. So you get the implementations guide, and you also get this really, really cool thing, which are called the role play cards. Now, the role play cards are designed for you to practice on your own. And there's even some blank ones, so you can write your own scenarios here, so you can practice your own scenario. So you can actually practice by yourself. You can basically simulate a client situation, pull up a card, and then use this magic word to answer that situation or be prepared for that situation. Okay. And every single one of the magic words, there's 23 of them or 23 sequence of words. They're all in here in the role play card. So you can sort of play by yourself or practice by yourself, practice with another colleague. You can do it via Zoom. You can do it in person. If you have a team, it's actually an excellent team building exercise. And you can do this to deal with all sorts of situations. For example, a client telling you don't have enough experience, so how do you answer that? Or a client telling you, I need to talk to someone else. How do you answer that? Or a client that says, I tried it before, trust me, it doesn't work, when you're trying to convince them to change a process. How do you answer that? You need some time to think about it. We're looking for a cheaper option, or a client telling you, I don't have time to do this or to get this done, to deliver the documents, whatever it happens. So all these sort of really cool scenarios that we deal with in a day-to-day situation, our clients, our employees, even in our personal life, people surprise us with reactions to situations. And if we are not prepared to answer it, we basically end up saying the wrong thing, end up saying something we regret, or are not essentially clear at communicating the value, our role as an accounting professional working with our clients, or our role as the leader of a firm working with employees, or our role as the leader of a family, as a parent, as a son, whatever, sibling, whatever it happens to be. Exactly What to Say is absolutely fantastic for business and personal, especially during the holidays. If you have a lot of family over and maybe you have differences in opinion on political views or whatever, this book actually tells you really good tips on how to like manage difficult conversations. So it's all about managing crucial conversations, managing difficult conversations that maybe you're not prepared to answer. And one of the things that the author says, which I think is absolutely brilliant, this is kind of the ethos of the book, which is the worst time to think about what you're going to say is right when you're going to say it. So Exactly What to Say, it's all about practicing and thinking about what you're going to say, how you're going to answer, how you're going to have a dialogue and conversation on something complicated or crucial or challenging, to be a better communicator, to be the one that leads the conversation, leading with curiosity, leading with questions. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm also going to put a link in the description to Phil's video. He recently posted this video. That's why I thought maybe I should do my own version of this video to kind of contextualize what we're thinking about this. So I'm going to put a link to this video.
These questions can stack together. What do you understand? What is your experience? How important? How certain are you? And what I've learned to be true from...
And he actually walks through, this is the author, he actually walks through the concepts. He walks through using the role play cards sort of on your own or with other people. So I'm going to put a link to his video also. It's extremely valuable. You know, he's obviously much better at explaining this stuff than I am. He's the author of the book after all. So I'll put a link to that as well. And finally, I'll put a link to where you can buy the book with the implementation guide. Also, my brother and I recorded about 5 to 6 hours worth of content of us role-playing back and forth each of the magic words. Imagine the triggering point that allowed us. So essentially, that's my brother and I actually using every single one of the magic words. We kind of explain why it works, some real life applications. So this is sort of the companion to the implementation guide. So I'll put a link on the description to all the options, to the original book from Phil Jones, the accountant edition of the book that comes with the implementation guide and the role play cards, the video course or the role play course that Carlos and I did. And also, most importantly, if you want to do a certification, my brother Carlos actually certifies people in-person events. There's no virtual certification. So we have in Miami, we're going to go in 2025, we're going to go to New York, possibly Chicago, LA, Houston, Dallas, Phoenix. We're going to look at all the bigger markets and actually travel there and do a 2-day certification event. So we'll put links to that as soon as all the dates are available. That should be in our website. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful for you to understand what is this Exactly What to Say concepts. If you've seen me talk about it quite a bit in my social media channels, that should give you a general idea for what it is. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in the next one.